Okay, so hello there. My name is Tig, also known as ImmaculateArt. I, for the last 6 months, have been drawing for at least an hour a day, which puts me at about 188 hours of drawing currently at time of recording, which is a bit behind schedule. My original plan was to try and draw for 1 hour a day for the first month, then 2, then 3, but life gets in the way and we've fallen behind. In order to combat that, I have made this YouTube channel, and I'm also going to be showing all of the progress I have made drawing over the past 6 months. To be exact, this video in the background, you will see the past 80 hours of drawing, which is the past 2 months. I've sped up my rate, and I've managed to be drawing on average for like an hour and a half a day. So we're getting there, and hopefully this month we're aiming for 90 hours. We're really cranking it up. Part of the reason why I'm making the video is because I'm cranking it up. So, in the background, as said, you will see my drawings for the past 80 hours. They are in chronological order as far as the digital stuff goes, and then traditional is all over the month. It just depends on which sketchbook I picked up and when and where. So don't expect any order for that one. And I apologize if I stop on certain drawings for a while. I had originally recorded the audio for this video in either application as I went, but it didn't record. The audio is corrupted, so here we are redoing the audio. For the overall arcing plot of the month is I spent a lot of time on gesture drawings, as you will see. I've opened this video on gesture drawings. They are 1-minute studies of the figure, where using a website like quickposes.com, linked down below, you time yourself with 1 minute to draw the figure. And within that time limit, you don't have enough time, or at least I don't, to show all the form and to show all the minutiae, the small details that the body has. You instead have to focus on big things like shapes and gesture, as in rhythm, pose, and balance. That's what gesture means. It's how does the lines flow together and how does everything work together. Some people say it's skiing down a track, some people say it's a roller coaster. The definition you want to use is completely up to you, but that's the concept, and that's what I'm working on. In order to study this, I've used a few resources. I've used Micheal Matessi, his book, I think it's called Force, or Force might be the other one. Michael Hampton and Mark Matessi. Their names are confusing to me. The images of the books are up on screen. They're both very good books. I've read through them. And they need more study from me, as I just kind of read through them and then would flick through them before I started my gesture drawings for the 2 months. I have also looked at the Proco gesture drawing course, the beginner one that's free, along with the Proco videos on gesture up on the YouTube channel, Veil Art's 6-month gesture challenge, which I think could be damaging to some people in certain ways, but I follow concepts of it here with trying to draw 60 gesture drawings a day. But that's just because 60 gesture drawings is an hour. So yeah. With that in mind, the gesture drawings do get much better as the video goes on. And I think that I have made a lot of progress within my gesture drawings within these past 2 months. But gesture drawing alone is not enough to get you results, or at least it wasn't for me. So I then resulted to trying to do anatomy studies, which I really personally struggled with. I have managed to make progress little by little, but the problem with just doing muscular anatomy studies is, one, keeping yourself engaged and focused is quite hard, especially over long periods of time. 2, that individual knowledge does not do a lot unless you're applying it every day and consistently using it. Because without applying it, it's going to fade into nothingness, and if you're only doing hour-long gesture drawings, you probably don't have the time to apply all those little details of the anatomy that you're learning. So, recently, within the past 2 weeks, I've established that I need to do longer anatomy studies. So, I started following the Marshall Vandruff Bridgman Bootcamp, which you can find on YouTube. I'll link it down below. It's a great course. It's about 20 hours long of him going through the Bridgman books and talking about figure drawing. So form, gesture, pose, anatomy, etc. I highly recommend it, and his voice is like fucking music to my ears which makes it quite easy to listen to and watch. In that, he makes you do exercises. For example, later on in the video, you will see 120 rib cage, pelvises, and heads drawn as boxes. I think about 10 of them are digital, the other 110 are in my sketchbook. So it's 40 total, and then 3 of each, right? Or there's 3 forms in that 40, so 120 drawings. And then on top of that, I went through and applied rib cages to about 30 of them, I think, as in trying to draw a rib cage in perspective, in proportion, within the box I had already drawn, which is trying to break down that form well enough where it's engraved in my head permanently. And this has helped me a lot more than any of the previous gesture drawings, or mega documents as I called them, that you'll see throughout this video, such as, like, there was one for hands earlier, there will be one for legs, there'll be one for butts, there'll be one for torsos for male and female. Those, while helpful, have not helped as much as following this Bridgman course, so I highly recommend that you do that if you try to learn figure drawing. Going into the next month, this month, I want to, one, really focus on my figure drawing once more, continuing that Bridgman course. And secondly, I want to start looking into drapery and how fabric folds around the body, along with armors and stuff like that, so I can start to design my own characters. And once I start to get this down a bit more, we'll be moving into more color and light and anatomy stuff. Or not anatomy. Color and light, composition, and what's the other word? Landscapes. Like, just, landscapes on their own. I really want to work on them, and I'll be trying to do that a bit this month, while also mainly focusing on my Bridgman studies. Throughout this video, you would have seen a few small animations too. I was taught animation in college. They didn't teach it to me well. I only learned really how to use the tweening tool and stuff within, and to use motion graphics within Adobe Animate, and then also how to 3D animate poorly as well. But I know how to do both to an okay standard. Nothing about 2D animation. So in this video, you would have seen my first attempt at a ball animation, followed by my second, and then my third. And I think I make good progress. I use Toniko Popanoka, I can't pronounce his name. It's on screen here. His course to do so. It's very good, and I highly recommend it. Throughout this video, you will also see certain Proco courses pop up. They're also very good, but I can't be showing content from those as they're paid courses. Really, that's about all I can really say. Throughout this video, you will see at one point a purple-haired girl. I'll actually try and pull it up right now. 1 second. With all of this in mind, I don't really have much more to add, except that I will be trying to spend a lot more hours at it, and really locking in this next 2 months. With that in mind, I want to start making consistent YouTube channel videos, a la the channel 10,000 Hours, in order to show what hourly progress at a skill like art can do. The reason why I am wanting to make my own series is that 10,000 Hours, as a creator, is very focused on the neuroscience approach of things, and how much progress you can make with only 1 hour a day, which I think is incredibly valuable and great. But I don't want to take 10 years to become a professional artist. I want to be a professional artist within 2 or 3, and I think in order to do that, more hours need to be spent total than just 1 focused hour. I think 1 focused hour followed by slightly less focus 1 hour, and then slightly less focus the 3rd hour, will still be worth it in the long run if you can keep that same consistency up, which is the problem for most people, me included. But I think it's something worth studying, so therefore I want to make these videos. Currently, we are sitting at, and I'll tell you right now, you have to give me a second here. I am sitting at, on my phone, tracked using the app Simple Time Tracker, for this year, 180 hours of drawing and 3 minutes. We're about halfway through the year, so that's about what you would expect. Yeah, I think it's slightly less under an hour, and I've made decent progress. It's nothing crazy, but it's nothing terrible. with that in mind, I want to really push and try and get to 1,000 hours by the end of the year, so we can compare that to the amount of progress 10,000 hours has made in the past 2 years. I think he's on hour like 518. So he'll, by the end of the year, have about 700 hours of drawing done, with only 1 hour a day, whereas I'll have 1,000 hours of drawing done with 1 year. And to compare those two results and to see the difference between an extra 300 hours versus more focused drawing, I think will be really interesting. With that in mind, if you want to see any of my progress or my commitment to this concept, please go check out my Twitch, linked down below, and subscribe and like this video, because I'll be making a monthly update every month until at least the end of this year. That's my commitment, and I will be streaming every single day between the time of 12 p.m. at night to 6 a.m. in the morning, European time, or about 6 p.m. European time to 10 p.m. European time. About 3 days a week for the shorter session, and then the long night session will be 4 days a week. It just depends on what days I have for work or not, as I have an actual job, as well as my commitment to art. Not that art is not an actual job. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a brilliant day and that everything goes well.